Hey legends, welcome to Rugby 360, the home of clear, no-nonsense rugby breakdowns, tactics, skills and laws explained so anyone can understand. If you love rugby, hit subscribe and let's get into it. Rugby positions explained. If you've ever watched a rugby match and wondered why there are 15 players on each team, or what each position actually does, you're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down every single position on a rugby union team, explaining not just their numbers, but their roles, responsibilities, and what makes each position unique. Rugby is often called a game for all shapes and sizes, and once you understand the positions, you'll see exactly why. From the massive props in the front row to the lightning-fast wingers on the outside, every player has a specific job to do. Let's dive in. Before we get into individual positions, we need to understand that a rugby team is divided into two main groups: the forwards and the backs. The forwards wear jerseys numbered 1 through 8. These are typically your bigger, more powerful players. They're the engine room of the team, responsible for winning possession of the ball through scrums, lineouts, rucks, and mauls. Think of them as the workers who do the hard, physical grunt work. The backs wear numbers 9 through 15. These players are generally faster and more agile. They're responsible for using the possession that the forwards win to create attacking opportunities and score tries. They're the ones who make the game look exciting with long passes, darting runs, and spectacular tries. Now, let's start with the forwards and work our way through each position. The front row is made up of 3 positions, and these players are the foundation of the scrum. The scrum is that famous rugby formation where 8 forwards from each team bind together and push against each other to contest for the ball. Position 1, the loosehead prop. The loosehead prop wears number 1 and packs down on the left side of the scrum. The name loosehead comes from the fact that this player's head is on the outside of the scrum, not locked between opponents. Props are some of the most powerful players on the field. The loosehead's job is to provide stability and power in the scrum while also making tackles and carrying the ball in open play. They need immense strength and a low center of gravity. Position 2, the hooker. The hooker wears number 2 and is positioned in the middle of the front row, between the 2 props. Despite the name, the hooker doesn't just hook the ball in the scrum, though that is one duty. More importantly, the hooker is responsible for throwing the ball into the lineout. This requires precision and accuracy under pressure. Hookers are mobile for forwards and often make a lot of tackles throughout the game. Position 3, the tighthead prop. The tighthead prop wears number 3 and packs down on the right side of the scrum. The tighthead name comes from having their head locked tightly between 2 opposing players in the scrum. This is considered the most physically demanding position in the scrum. The tighthead must withstand enormous pressure from both the opposing loosehead prop and the entire opposition pack. Tightheads are usually the biggest, strongest players on the team, and a dominant tighthead can disrupt the opposition's entire attacking platform. Behind the front row, we have the second row, also called the locks. These players wear numbers 4 and 5. Positions 4 and 5. The locks' second row. The locks are typically the tallest players on the team, often standing 6 feet 5 inches or taller. Their primary responsibility is to be the main jumpers in the lineout. When the ball goes out of bounds, teams form a lineout, and players are lifted high into the air to catch the ball. The locks are the ones being lifted, so height and timing are crucial. In the scrum, the locks bind behind the front row and provide the main driving force. They push the front row forward and add power to the scrum. Think of them as the engine that powers the entire forward pack. Beyond set pieces, locks are workhorses. They make countless tackles, carry the ball into contact, and compete for the ball at rucks. They need enormous stamina and physical presence. While both locks do similar jobs, number 4 often calls the lineouts and is considered the primary lineout general. The back row consists of 3 players, the 2 flankers numbers 6 and 7 and the number 8. These players are the link between the forwards and backs, combining power with mobility. Position 6, the blindside flanker. The blindside flanker typically plays on the side of the scrum with less space, the blindside. Number 6 is usually bigger and more physical than the openside flanker. Their role is to provide defensive solidity, making big tackles and protecting the edges of rucks and mauls. Blindsides are often the first forward to arrive at the breakdown and need to be aggressive in clearing out opposition players. Position 7, the openside flanker. The openside flanker plays on the side of the scrum with more space, the openside. This is one of the most specialized positions in rugby. The number 7 is often called the fetcher or jackal because their main job is to win turnovers at the breakdown. After a tackle is made, The open side rushes to the ball and tries to either steal it or slow down the opposition's ball. They need incredible fitness, as they're constantly in motion, and they need to be fearless, getting into dangerous positions to compete for the ball. Position 8. The number 8 is unique because they're the only player who can pick the ball up directly from the base of the scrum. They bind onto the two locks from behind and are the final player in the scrum formation. Number 8s need to be powerful ball carriers who can crash through defensive lines. They're also crucial in defense, making tackles and competing at breakdowns. The number 8 often acts as a link player, taking the ball from the scrum half and either carrying strongly or distributing to the backs. Now we move to the backs, and we'll start with number 9, the scrum half. Position 9, the scrum half. The scrum half is the link between the forwards and backs. They're positioned at every breakdown, scrum, and ruck, waiting to deliver the ball to the backs. The scrum half needs lightning-quick reactions and excellent passing skills. They must be able to make accurate passes under pressure, often while being chased by opposition forwards. Scrum halves are usually smaller and more agile than forwards, but they need to be tough. They're often in the thick of the action, taking hits from bigger players. A good scrum half controls the tempo of the game, deciding when to pass quickly, when to take a tap and go, and when to kick for territory. They're constantly talking to their teammates, organizing the forwards at rucks and communicating with the fly half about what play to run next. The scrum half is also responsible for putting the ball into the scrum and often takes quick penalty taps to catch the opposition off guard. Think of them as the conductor of the orchestra, keeping everyone in rhythm and making split-second decisions that can change the course of a game. Position 10, the fly half. If the scrum half is the conductor, then the fly half is the composer. The number 10, also called the first 5/8 in some countries, is the primary playmaker and decision-maker on the field. This is arguably the most influential position in rugby. The fly half receives the ball from the scrum half and has a split second to decide what to do: pass it to the centers, kick for territory, kick for goal, or even run with it themselves. They need to read the game constantly, identifying weaknesses in the opposition defense and exploiting them. Fly halves are usually excellent kickers. They take most of the penalty kicks and conversions, so accuracy under pressure is essential. They also use tactical kicking during play, putting the ball behind the opposition defense to gain territory or kicking high balls for their chasers to compete for. Beyond attacking skills, the fly half organizes the defensive line in their channel. They're constantly communicating, telling players where to stand and who to mark. Famous fly halves like Johnny Wilkinson, Dan Carter, and Johnny Sexton have become legends because they could control every aspect of the game. The fly half needs vision, composure, and the ability to make the right decision when it matters most. The centers are the midfield players who play outside the fly half. There are two center positions, and while they work together, they have different roles. Position 12, the inside center. The inside center, wearing number 12, is positioned directly outside the fly half. This player is often a powerful ball carrier who can crash through defensive lines. The inside center takes the initial contact from the fly half and either breaks through tackles, creates space for teammates, or recycles the ball quickly. Inside centers need to be physical and aggressive. They're often involved in making hard yards in tight spaces. They also act as a second playmaker, sometimes taking on the fly half's role by distributing the ball themselves. Defensively, they're crucial, as they must shut down the opposition's midfield attacks. Think of them as the enforcer in the backline, combining power with skill. Position 13, the outside center. The outside center, wearing number 13, is positioned outside the number 12 and is generally the more creative of the two centers. They need excellent passing skills to distribute the ball to the wingers and the speed to exploit gaps in the defense. The outside center is often the defensive organizer in the backline, making decisions about when to push up, when to drift, and who marks whom. They need to read the opposition's attack quickly and communicate with players around them. Outside centers typically have a more well-rounded skill set, combining pace, passing ability, defensive awareness, and ball-carrying strength. Together, the centers form the backbone of the backline. They need chemistry and understanding, working together to create opportunities while also shutting down opposition attacks. The wings are the speedsters of the team, positioned on the far left and far right of the backline. Positions 11 and 14, the wings. The left wing wears number 11, and the right wing wears number 14. While they play on opposite sides of the field, their roles are very similar. Wings are typically the fastest players on the team, and their primary job is to score tries. When the team has the ball, wings position themselves wide, ready to receive a pass and use their speed to beat defenders to the try line. They need excellent finishing ability, which means catching difficult passes, maintaining balance while running at full speed, and having the awareness to get the ball down before being tackled into touch. But being a winger isn't just about scoring tries. Defensively, wings are the last line of defense on the edges. They need to make crucial one-on-one tackles to prevent opposition wingers from scoring. They also need to be excellent under high balls. Teams often kick the ball high toward the wings, and these players must catch the ball while under pressure from charging opponents. In the modern game, wings are also expected to be strong in the kick chase game, sprinting after the fly-half's kicks to put pressure on the opposition. Some wings are more power-oriented, using strength to break tackles, while others rely purely on pace and agility. Either way, wings are the players who often produce the most spectacular moments in rugby. Position 15, the fullback. The fullback is the deepest player on the field, positioned behind the entire backline. They wear number 15 and are often called the last line of defense. When the opposition kicks the ball, the fullback is usually the one who catches it and decides what to do next: kick it back, run with it to start a counterattack, or pass it to teammates. Fullbacks need to be fearless under high balls, as they're often catching while opposition players are charging at them. Defensively, the fullback covers the entire width of the field, filling in wherever there's a gap. If a winger misses a tackle or a center gets beaten, the fullback must be there to make the covering tackle. They need exceptional positioning and game awareness. In attack, the fullback often joins the backline as an extra player, creating an overlap or providing an additional playmaking option. Many modern fullbacks are excellent runners and kickers, capable of changing the game with a single break or a perfectly placed kick. Great fullbacks like Serge Blanco, Christian Cullen, and Beauden Barrett have been game changers because they combine defensive solidity with attacking brilliance. The fullback needs to be composed, courageous, and capable of reading the game several phases ahead. Now that we've covered all 15 positions, let's talk about how they work together as a unit. Rugby is unique because every position is essential. You can't win without a dominant forward pack winning possession, but that possession is useless without skilled backs to use it. The game flows through phases. Forwards win the ball, the scrum half delivers it, the fly half directs play, the centers create opportunities, and the wings and fullback finish or defend. During a match, you'll see the front row dominating scrums to win clean possession, the locks and back row securing lineout ball and hitting rucks, the scrum half controlling tempo and distributing quickly, the fly half orchestrating attacks and managing territory, the centers punching holes or drawing defenders, the wings finishing tries or making crucial defensive plays, the fullback providing the safety net and counter-attacking threat. Each position requires different physical attributes and skills, which is why rugby truly is a game for everyone. Whether you're 5 feet 8 inches and quick or 6 feet 6 inches and powerful, there's a position for you. Understanding rugby positions transforms how you watch the game. Instead of seeing chaos, you'll now recognize the structure. You'll appreciate the prop winning a scrum penalty, the flanker's turnover at the breakdown, the fly half's tactical kick, and the winger's finishing try. Every player on that field has a specific job, and when all 15 execute their roles perfectly, rugby becomes one of the most beautiful team sports in the world. The next time you watch a match, pick a position and follow that player for a few minutes. You'll gain a whole new appreciation for what they do. Thanks for watching Rugby Positions Explained. That's it from Rugby 360 for today. Hope that cleared things up. Drop a like if you learned something, tell me in the comments what you want next, and make sure you're subscribed with the bell on so you never miss a video. Train hard, play smart, and I'll see you in the next one.